Property and Casualty Exam Prep Hearing Aid.
Question 1. The burden of proof in a civil fraud case is typically Option A, beyond a reasonable doubt. Option B, preponderance of the evidence. Option C, clear and convincing evidence only. Option D, probable cause.
The correct answer is option B, unreasonably denying or delaying payment of a valid claim.
Civil liability generally requires proof by a preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not, though some jurisdictions use clear and convincing for fraud.
Question 2. An independent adjuster is, option A, an employee of an insurer, option B, a self-employed adjuster who contracts with insurers to handle claims, option C, a public adjuster, option D, an agent. The correct answer is option C, a public adjuster. Independent adjusters are contractors, not employees. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 3. The damage to premises rented to you limit in a CGL policy is typically, option A, the full policy limit, option B, a sublimit, commonly $50,000 to $100,000, option C, unlimited, option D, the same as the general aggregate. The correct answer is option C, unlimited. This sublimit caps fire legal liability for rented premises. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 4. Diminution of value claims seek to recover, option A, the full replacement cost, option B, the reduction in a vehicle's market value after repair from an accident, option C, medical expenses, option D, the deductible. The correct answer is option C, medical expenses. Diminution of value is the difference between pre-accident and post-repair market value. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 5. Garage coverage form, dealers, includes, option A, only liability, option B, liability, garage keepers, and physical damage coverage for dealer vehicles, option C, only physical damage, option D, only workers' compensation. The correct answer is option D, only workers' compensation. The garage form provides a package of liability, physical damage, and garage keepers coverage. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 6. A binder in insurances, option A, the full policy, option B, a temporary contract providing immediate coverage until the policy is issued, option C, a rejection of coverage, option D, a cancellation notice. The correct answer is option C, a rejection of coverage. Binders provide temporary coverage pending issuance of the formal policy. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 7. Gap insurance for auto covers, option A, liability claims, option B, the difference between the vehicle's actual cash value and the amount owed on the loan or lease, option C, medical expenses, option D, rental car costs. The correct answer is option C, medical expenses. Gap coverage pays the shortfall when a totaled vehicle is worth less than the outstanding loan balance. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 8. The standard mortgage clause provides more protection than a loss payable clause because, option A, the mortgagee has fewer rights, option B, the mortgagee's coverage is not voided by the insured's acts, option C, the mortgagee pays the premium, option D, the mortgagee is the insured. The correct answer is option B, the mortgagee's coverage is not voided by the insured's acts. The standard mortgage clause protects the mortgagee's interest even if the insured violates policy conditions. Question 9. The doctrine of contra preferentum means, option A, ambiguities are interpreted in favor of the party who drafted the contract, option B, ambiguities are interpreted against the party who drafted the contract, the insurer, option C, both parties share equally, option D, the contract is void. The correct answer is option B, ambiguities are interpreted against the party who drafted the contract, the insurer. Ambiguous policy language is construed against the insurer. Question 10. A claims-made CGL policy covers claims, option A, based on when the injury occurred, option B, first made against the insured during the policy period, option C, made at any time, option D, only after the policy expires. The correct answer is option C, made at any time. Claims-made policies are triggered by the claim being made during the policy period. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 11. The replacement cost endorsement for personal property, option A, pays actual cash value, option B, pays the cost to replace without deducting for depreciation, option C, pays agreed value, option D, pays market value. The correct answer is option B, pays the cost to replace without deducting for depreciation. Replacement cost on contents removes depreciation from the settlement. Question 12. The co-insurance clause in a property policy requires, option A, the insured to share in all losses, option B, the insured to carry a specified percentage of the property's value to avoid a penalty, option C, the insurer to pay double for losses, option D, two or more insurers to share the risk. The correct answer is option B, the insured to carry a specified percentage of the property's value to avoid a penalty. Co-insurance encourages policyholders to insure their property to a reasonable percentage of its value. Question 13. A Business-Owners Policy, BOP, combines, option A, only property coverage, option B, property and liability coverage for eligible small businesses, option C, only liability coverage, option D, only workers' compensation. The correct answer is option B, property and liability coverage for eligible small businesses. BOPs package property and liability for small businesses. Question 14. Cyber liability insurance covers, option A, physical property damage, option B, data breaches, privacy violations, and related liability, option C, automobile accidents, option D, workers' compensation. The correct answer is option B, data breaches, privacy violations, and related liability. Cyber policies cover first-party and third-party losses from data breaches and cyber events. Question 15. Collision coverage in a PAP covers, option A, damage from fire and theft, option B, damage from the upset of the vehicle or impact with another vehicle or object, option C, damage from falling objects, option D, medical expenses. The correct answer is option C, damage from falling objects. Collision covers upset, rollover, or impact with another vehicle or object. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 16. An State Route 22 filing is, option A, a type of insurance policy, option B, a certificate of financial responsibility filed with the state, often required for high-risk drivers, option C, an accident report, option D, a vehicle registration form. The correct answer is option B, a certificate of financial responsibility filed with the state, often required for high-risk drivers. State Route 22 is proof of financial responsibility filed by the insurer on behalf of the insured. Question 17. Legal liability garage keepers coverage pays, option A, regardless of fault, option B, only if the garage is legally liable for the damage, option C, for all losses, option D, excess over other insurance. The correct answer is option D, excess over other insurance. Legal liability coverage requires proof of the garage's negligence. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 18. The fellow employee exclusion in a PAP excludes coverage for, option A, injuries to passengers, option B, injuries to fellow employees in the course of employment, covered by workers' compensation, option C, all employee injuries, option D, family member injuries. The correct answer is option C, all employee injuries. Injuries to coworkers in the course of employment are excluded because workers' compensation applies. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 19. Medical payments coverage in a PAP pays for, option A, only the insured's injuries regardless of fault, option B, reasonable medical expenses for the insured and passengers, regardless of fault, option C, only injuries to others, option D, only ambulance bills. The correct answer is option B, reasonable medical expenses for the insured and passengers, regardless of fault. MedPay provides no-fault medical expense coverage for the insured and passengers. Question 20. The threshold in a no-fault state determines, option A, the minimum premium, option B, when an injured party can sue the at-fault driver, based on injury severity or monetary threshold, option C, the deductible amount, option D, the policy limit. The correct answer is option B, when an injured party can sue the at-fault driver, based on injury severity or monetary threshold. Thresholds, verbal or monetary, determine when a tort lawsuit is permitted in no-fault states. Question 21. Professional liability, errors and omissions, insurance covers, option A, bodily injury from slip and fall, option B, financial losses from negligent professional services, option C, property damage, option D, employee injuries. The correct answer is option D, employee injuries. Professional liability covers claims for financial loss arising from professional negligence, not physical injury or property damage. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 22. Agreed value coverage in a commercial property policy. Option A, pays actual cash value. Option B, suspends the co-insurance clause by agreeing on the property's value. Option C, pays replacement cost only. Option D, pays market value. The correct answer is option C, pays replacement cost only. Agreed value suspends the coinsurance requirement because the insurer and insured agree on the property's value. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 23. Misrepresentation in insurance occurs when: Option A. All facts are truthfully disclosed. Option B. A false statement is made that affects the insurer's decision. Option C. The insurer denies a claim. Option D. The policy is renewed automatically. The correct answer is option D. The policy is renewed automatically. Misrepresentation is a false statement that, if material, can void the policy. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 24. An admitted insurer is: Option A. Not licensed in the state. Option B. Licensed and authorized to do business in the state. Option C. Always a foreign insurer. Option D. Always a domestic insurer. The correct answer is option C. Always a foreign insurer. Admitted insurers are licensed by the state insurance department. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 25. Collision coverage pays for: Option A. Fire damage. Option B. Upset of the vehicle or impact with another object. Option C. Theft. Option D. Vandalism. The correct answer is option B. Upset of the vehicle or impact with another object. Collision covers rollover or impact with another vehicle or object. Question 26. Prior acts coverage in a claims-made policy. Option A. Covers only future occurrences. Option B. Provides coverage for occurrences before the policy's effective date back to the retroactive date. Option C. Has no coverage. Option D. Only applies to intentional acts. The correct answer is option D. Only applies to intentional acts. Prior acts coverage applies to occurrences between the retroactive date and policy inception. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 27. The most important principle for an insurance producer to follow is: Option A. Maximizing commissions above all else. Option B. Acting in the best interest of the client with honesty, integrity, and competence. Option C. Selling as many policies as possible regardless of need. Option D. Avoiding all communication with clients. The correct answer is option B. Acting in the best interest of the client with honesty, integrity, and competence. A producer's fiduciary duty is to serve the client's best interests with professionalism and integrity. Question 28. Subrogation in property insurance allows the insurer to: Option A. Cancel the policy. Option B. Recover claim payments from a negligent third party. Option C. Deny all claims. Option D. Increase premiums. The correct answer is option A. Cancel the policy. Subrogation transfers the insured's right of recovery to the insurer after a claim is paid. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 29. A controlled business statute prevents a producer from: Option A. Writing any business. Option B. Writing insurance primarily on themselves, their family, and their own business. Option C. Selling to friends. Option D. Writing commercial insurance. The correct answer is option A. Writing any business. Controlled business laws ensure producers serve the public, not just their own interests. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 30. A claims-made trigger means coverage applies when: Option A. The injury occurs. Option B. The claim is first made against the insured. Option C. The policy is purchased. Option D. The premium is paid. The correct answer is option C. The policy is purchased. Claims-made policies are triggered by the making of the claim. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 31. The statute of repose for construction defect claims. Option A. Has no time limit. Option B. Bars claims after a specified number of years from completion, regardless of when the defect was discovered. Option C. Extends the statute of limitations. Option D. Only applies to residential construction. The correct answer is option C. Extends the statute of limitations. Statutes of repose provide a final cutoff for claims, unlike statutes of limitations. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 32. An occurrence in a liability policy is defined as: Option A. An intentional act by the insured. Option B. An accident, including continuous or repeated exposure to substantially the same general harmful conditions. Option C. Only a sudden event. Option D. A criminal act. The correct answer is option A. An intentional act by the insured. An occurrence is an accident, including repeated exposure to harmful conditions. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 33. The products and completed operations hazard covers. Option A. Premises liability only. Option B. Bodily injury and property damage from products sold or work completed by the insured. Option C. Ongoing operations. Option D. Professional services. The correct answer is option C. Ongoing operations. Products and completed operations covers liability arising after products leave the insured's control or work is completed. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 34. The Jones Act provides workers' compensation type benefits to Option A. Railroad workers, Option B. Seamen, Option C. Federal employees, Option D. Construction workers. The correct answer is Option D. Construction workers. The Jones Act covers maritime workers, seamen. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 35. The ordinance or law exclusion in property policies means Option A. All building code upgrades are covered. Option B. The increased cost of complying with building codes after a loss is typically excluded. Option C. The policy covers all legal fees. Option D. The insured must follow all laws. The correct answer is Option D. The insured must follow all laws. Standard policies exclude the additional cost of complying with building codes or ordinances. Coverage can be added by endorsement. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 36. Supplementary payments under the PAP's liability coverage include Option A. The judgment amount. Option B. Court costs, bail bonds, and loss of earnings for attending trials. Option C. The deductible. Option D. Vehicle repairs. The correct answer is Option B. Court costs, bail bonds, and loss of earnings for attending trials. Supplementary payments cover certain defense-related costs in addition to the liability limits. Question 37. The damage to property exclusion in the CGL excludes Option A. All property damage. Option B. Damage to the insured's own work, with exceptions, and property in the insured's care, custody, or control. Option C. Only damage to buildings. Option D. Only damage to personal property. The correct answer is Option D. Only damage to personal property. The your work and care, custody, or control exclusions apply. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 38. The Fair Credit Reporting Act affects insurance by Option A. Prohibiting use of credit information. Option B. Requiring insurers to notify applicants if adverse action is taken based on a credit report. Option C. Mandating credit checks. Option D. Ignoring credit information. The correct answer is Option C. Mandating credit checks. FCRA requires notice and consent for credit reports used in underwriting. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 39. A PAP with split limits of 50/100/25 means Option A. $50,000 property damage per accident. Option B. $50,000 bodily injury per person, $100,000 bodily injury per accident, $25,000 property damage. Option C. $50,000 combined single limit. Option D. $25,000 bodily injury per person. The correct answer is Option A. $50,000 property damage per accident. Split limits are by per person / by per accident / PD per accident. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 40. The separation of insureds, severability, clause means Option A. All insured share one limit. Option B. Coverage applies separately to each insured, as if each had their own policy. Option C. Insureds cannot sue each other. Option D. The policy cannot be separated. The correct answer is Option B. Coverage applies separately to each insured, as if each had their own policy. Severability ensures that a breach by one insured does not void coverage for innocent insureds. Question 41. An insurance agent represents Option A. The insured. Option B. The insurer. Option C. The state insurance department. Option D. The general public. The correct answer is Option A. The insured. An agent represents the insurer and has the authority to bind coverage on behalf of the insurer. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 42. The legal term for voluntarily giving up a known right is Option A. Estoppel. Option B. Waiver. Option C. Subrogation. Option D. Indemnity. The correct answer is Option C. Subrogation. Waiver is the voluntary relinquishment of a known right. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 43. Special damages compensate for Option A. Pain and suffering. Option B. Economic losses that can be precisely calculated, medical bills, lost wages. Option C. Emotional distress. Option D. Loss of consortium. The correct answer is Option D. Loss of consortium. Special damages are specific, calculable economic losses. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 44. The DP1, Dwelling Property 1, form provides coverage on which basis? Option A. Open perils. Option B. Named perils, basic form. Option C. Replacement cost only. Option D. Broad form. The correct answer is Option B. Named perils, basic form. DP1 is the basic form providing named perils coverage, typically on an actual cash value basis for personal property. Question 45. Fiduciary liability insurance covers. Option A, general business operations. Option B, breach of fiduciary duty in managing employee benefit plans. Option C, automobile liability. Option D, workers' compensation. The correct answer is option C, automobile liability. Fiduciary liability covers claims arising from mismanagement of employee benefit plans. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 46. Workers' compensation is governed by option A, federal law exclusively. Option B, state laws with some federal oversight. Option C, the NAIC. Option D, individual employer policies. The correct answer is option B, state laws with some federal oversight. Workers' compensation is primarily state regulated with some federal programs. Question 47. Under the PAP, your covered auto does not include option A, a vehicle listed on the declarations. Option B, a vehicle furnished or available for the named insured's regular use. Option C, a newly acquired auto. Option D, a temporary substitute auto. The correct answer is option A, a vehicle listed on the declarations. Vehicles available for regular use are excluded from the definition of covered auto. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 48. A leader property endorsement covers option A, the insured's main building. Option B, lost income when a leader business, anchor tenant, that attracts customers is damaged. Option C, only retail stores. Option D, only manufacturing. The correct answer is option A, the insured's main building. Leader property coverage applies when damage to a key business that attracts customers to the insured's location causes income loss. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 49. The principle of indemnity is best described as option A, the insured may profit from a loss. Option B, the insured is restored to the financial position they were in before the loss. Option C, the insurer pays double the loss amount. Option D, the insured receives a set amount regardless of loss. The correct answer is option A, the insured may profit from a loss. Indemnity means the insured should not profit from insurance but should be made whole. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 50. Aftermarket parts in auto repair are option A, always OEM parts. Option B, parts not made by the original manufacturer, which may be used in repairs. Option C, always lower quality. Option D, not allowed by insurers. The correct answer is option A, always OEM parts. Aftermarket, non-OEM, parts may be used in repairs to control costs. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 51. Tail coverage, extended reporting period, provides option A, coverage for incidents before the retroactive date. Option B, an extended period to report claims after a claims-made policy ends. Option C, coverage for intentional acts. Option D, extended policy limits. The correct answer is option A, coverage for incidents before the retroactive date. Tail coverage extends the reporting period after a claims-made policy is cancelled or non-renewed. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 52. An appraisal in a property claim is option A, the insurer's estimate only. Option B, a binding alternative dispute resolution process where each party selects an appraiser. Option C, a lawsuit. Option D, mediation. The correct answer is option C, a lawsuit. Appraisal resolves valuation disputes without litigation. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 53. Identity theft coverage in a homeowner's policy. Option A, is automatically included. Option B, is often available by endorsement, covering expenses related to restoring identity. Option C, covers all financial losses. Option D, is a separate policy. The correct answer is option D, is a separate policy. Identity theft coverage is typically an endorsement. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 54. The covered auto definition in a PAP includes option A, only vehicles listed on the declarations page. Option B, vehicles listed on the declarations, newly acquired autos, and temporary substitute vehicles. Option C, any vehicle the insured drives. Option D, only owned vehicles. The correct answer is option B, vehicles listed on the declarations, newly acquired autos, and temporary substitute vehicles. Covered autos include listed vehicles, newly acquired autos, with notice, and temporary substitutes. Question 55. A commercial condominium unit owner's form is similar to option A, HO3, option B, HO6, option C, HO4, option D, DP1. The correct answer is option A, HO3. Commercial condo coverage is analogous to the HO6 for residential condominiums. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 56. The war exclusion in a commercial auto policy excludes: Option A, all accidents. Option B, losses caused by war, insurrection, or rebellion. Option C, only declared wars. Option D, only foreign wars. The correct answer is option C, only declared wars. War and similar actions are standard exclusions in most insurance policies. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 57. A monthly limit of indemnity in business income coverage. Option A, caps the monthly payment regardless of actual loss. Option B, limits recovery to a specified fraction of the total limit per month. Option C, has no effect. Option D, increases coverage. The correct answer is option B, limits recovery to a specified fraction of the total limit per month. The monthly limit restricts the amount payable in any one month, spreading the coverage over a longer period. Question 58. The PAPS arbitration provision applies to: Option A, all disputes. Option B, disputes over the amount of damages under UM/UIM coverage. Option C, coverage disputes. Option D, liability disputes. The correct answer is option B, disputes over the amount of damages under UM/UIM coverage. Arbitration is often used to resolve disputes about the value of UM/UIM claims. Question 59. An anti-stacking provision in a PAP. Option A, allows combining of limits. Option B, prevents combining of multiple policy limits for a single loss. Option C, increases coverage. Option D, reduces premiums without limit changes. The correct answer is option C, increases coverage. Anti-stacking provisions limit recovery to one policy's limits. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 60. A building and personal property coverage form covers: Option A, liability only. Option B, buildings, business personal property, and personal property of others. Option C, automobiles. Option D, workers' compensation. The correct answer is option A, liability only. The BPP form covers direct physical loss to buildings and business personal property. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 61. Coverage B of the CGL policy provides: Option A, bodily injury and property damage. Option B, personal and advertising injury liability. Option C, medical payments. Option D, premises liability only. The correct answer is option C, medical payments. Coverage B covers personal and advertising injury offenses. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 62. An HO4 policy covers: Option A, the building. Option B, personal property of a tenant. Option C, condominium units. Option D, older homes. The correct answer is option A, the building. HO4 is the renter's form, covering personal property. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 63. The automatic increase in insurance endorsement. Option A, increases premiums without notice. Option B, automatically increases coverage limits periodically to account for inflation. Option C, reduces coverage. Option D, applies only to liability. The correct answer is option A, increases premiums without notice. This endorsement provides an automatic increase in building limits at regular intervals. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 64. Trailer interchange coverage covers: Option A, owned trailers only. Option B, non-owned trailers being used under a trailer interchange agreement. Option C, only rented trailers. Option D, only permanently attached trailers. The correct answer is option B, non-owned trailers being used under a trailer interchange agreement. Trailer interchange covers physical damage to trailers of others in the insured's possession. Question 65. The commercial auto policy's physical damage coverage pays: Option A, replacement cost for all vehicles. Option B, the lesser of actual cash value or cost to repair, subject to deductible. Option C, agreed value. Option D, full purchase price. The correct answer is option C, agreed value. Commercial auto physical damage is settled on an ACV basis. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 66. A public adjuster represents: Option A, the insurer. Option B, the insured in negotiating a claim settlement. Option C, the state. Option D, both parties equally. The correct answer is option D, both parties equally. Public adjusters advocate for the policyholder, not the insurer. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 67. An HO6 policy covers: Option A, single-family homes. Option B, renters. Option C, condominium unit owners. Option D, mobile homes. The correct answer is option C, condominium unit owners. Ho 6 is the condominium unit owner's form. Question 68. An equipment dealer's coverage form covers option A, real estate only, option B, mobile equipment and inventory of equipment dealers, option C, buildings, option D, liability. The correct answer is option B, mobile equipment and inventory of equipment dealers. Equipment dealers' forms cover the stock of equipment dealers, often on an open perils basis. Question 69. Replacement cost coverage pays, option A, the depreciated value of damaged property, option B, the cost to repair or replace with materials of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation, option C, the market value, option D, the original purchase price. The correct answer is option B, the cost to repair or replace with materials of like kind and quality without deduction for depreciation. Replacement cost coverage does not deduct for depreciation, providing funds to replace damaged property with new materials. Question 70. Functional replacement cost is option A, replacement with identical materials, option B, replacement with modern, functionally equivalent materials, option C, the same as market value, option D, actual cash value. The correct answer is option C, the same as market value. Functional replacement cost allows for repair or replacement with modern materials that serve the same function. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 71. The CGL policy's duty to defend ends when option A, the insured is found liable, option B, the applicable limit of insurance is exhausted by payment of judgments or settlements, option C, the case goes to trial, option D, the insured requests. The correct answer is option C, the case goes to trial. The duty to defend ends when the limit is exhausted. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 72. The CGL policy's medical payments limit is typically option A, the same as the each occurrence limit, option B, a sublimit, commonly $5,000 to $10,000 per person, option C, unlimited, option D, the general aggregate. The correct answer is option A, the same as the each occurrence limit. Medical payments coverage has a lower per person sublimit. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 73. An additional insured on a commercial auto policy, option A, has no rights under the policy, option B, is protected under the policy for liability arising from the named insured's operations, option C, is the same as a named insured, option D, pays the premium. The correct answer is option B, is protected under the policy for liability arising from the named insured's operations. Additional insureds receive liability protection for vicarious liability arising from the named insured's actions. Question 74. Under a comparative negligence system, if a plaintiff is found to be 30% at fault for their own injury, they can recover, option A, nothing, option B, 70% of their total damages from the defendant, option C, 100% of their damages, option D, 30% of their damages. The correct answer is option A, nothing. The plaintiff's recovery is reduced by their percentage of fault. They recover 70% of total damages. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 75. A stock insurance company is owned by option A, policyholders, option B, stockholders, option C, the government, option D, its employees. The correct answer is option B, stockholders. Stock companies are owned by shareholders who expect to earn a profit. Question 76. An occurrence CGL policy covers claims based on option A, when the claim is made, option B, when the injury or damage occurred, option C, when the policy was purchased, option D, when the premium was paid. The correct answer is option D, when the premium was paid. Occurrence policies cover injury or damage occurring during the policy period. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 77. A contingent business interruption policy covers option A, the insured's own property damage, option B, lost income due to damage to a supplier's or customer's property, option C, only direct damage, option D, employee injuries. The correct answer is option D, employee injuries. Contingent by covers losses from damage to property of others that the insured depends on. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 78. Stacking of UM/UIM coverage means option A, combining multiple policies or vehicles to increase available coverage limits, option B, reducing coverage limits, option C, canceling duplicate coverage, option D, only using one policy. The correct answer is option A, combining multiple policies or vehicles to increase available coverage limits. Stacking allows the insured to combine limits from multiple policies or vehicles. Question 79. A commercial property policy's outdoor property coverage typically includes Option A, buildings. Option B, fences, signs, and plants with sublimits. Option C, inventory. Option D, equipment. The correct answer is option B, fences, signs, and plants with sublimits. Outdoor property, fences, signs, trees, shrubs, is typically covered with specific sublimits. Question 80. The Federal Employers Liability Act, FELA, covers option A, railroad workers, option B, seamen, option C, federal employees, option D, minors. The correct answer is option B, seamen. FELA provides a negligence-based compensation system for railroad workers. In this rotation, B is correct. Question 81. The personal and advertising injury definition in the CGL includes option A, bodily injury, option B, false arrest, malicious prosecution, libel, slander, and copyright infringement, option C, property damage, option D, physical injuries only. The correct answer is option C, property damage. Personal and advertising injury covers non-physical offenses. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 82. Garage liability insurance covers option A, only the building, option B, auto-related businesses, dealers, repair shops, for liability from garage operations, option C, only customer vehicles, option D, only employee injuries. The correct answer is option B, auto-related businesses, dealers, repair shops, for liability from garage operations. Garage liability covers bodily injury and property damage from garage operations and the use of customers' vehicles. Question 83. The CGL policies, medical payments, coverage. Option A, requires proof of negligence. Option B, pays reasonable medical expenses for injuries on the insured's premises regardless of fault. Option C, covers the insured's own injuries. Option D, covers employees. The correct answer is option D, covers employees. MedPay is no-fault coverage for injuries to others. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 84. The transfer of risk from an individual to an insurance company in exchange for a premium is known as option A, risk avoidance, option B, risk retention, option C, risk transfer, option D, risk reduction. The correct answer is option D, risk reduction. Risk transfer shifts the financial burden of a potential loss to the insurer. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 85. An insurer's annual statement is option A, optional, option B, a detailed financial report filed with state insurance departments, option C, only for shareholders, option D, a marketing document. The correct answer is option C, only for shareholders. Annual statements provide regulators with detailed financial information. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 86. Coverage E of a homeowner's policy provides option A, personal liability coverage, option B, medical payments to others, option C, property damage, option D, loss of use. The correct answer is option A, personal liability coverage. Coverage E is personal liability insurance for bodily injury and property damage the insured is legally obligated to pay. Question 87. Surplus lines insurance can be placed only when option A, standard insurers offer the coverage, option B, coverage is unavailable from admitted insurers and is placed through a licensed surplus lines broker, option C, any agent places it, option D, the insured requests it for any reason. The correct answer is option C, any agent places it. Surplus lines require a diligent search of the admitted market first. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 88. A drive other car endorsement in a commercial auto policy. Option A, covers all vehicles. Option B, extends coverage to named individuals for non-owned vehicles when the business policy covers only scheduled autos. Option C, reduces coverage. Option D, covers only business use. The correct answer is option B, extends coverage to named individuals for non-owned vehicles when the business policy covers only scheduled autos. Doc endorsements provide coverage for individuals who don't have personal auto policies. Question 89. The omnibus clause, permissive use, in a PAP extends liability coverage to option A, only the named insured, option B, any person using the covered auto with permission, option C, only family members, option D, only licensed drivers. The correct answer is option A, only the named insured. Permissive users are covered under the liability section. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 90. Apparent authority exists when option A, the agency contract explicitly grants authority, option B, a reasonable person would believe the agent has authority based on the insurer's actions, option C, authority is implied by the position, option D, no authority actually exists. The correct answer is option A. The agency contract explicitly grants authority. Apparent, or ostensible, authority arises from the insurer's conduct that leads third parties to believe the agent has authority. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 91. Employer's liability insurance, Part 2, covers option A. Statutory workers' compensation benefits. Option B. Liability for work-related injuries not covered by workers' compensation statutes. Option C. Property damage. Option D. Automobile liability. The correct answer is option C. Property damage. Employer's liability covers gaps in workers' compensation coverage. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 92. The four elements required to prove negligence are option A. Duty, breach of duty, causation, and damages. Option B. Intent, motive, opportunity, and harm. Option C. Peril, hazard, loss, and exclusion. Option D. Offer, acceptance, consideration, and competence. The correct answer is option C. Peril, hazard, loss, and exclusion. For a negligence claim to succeed, the plaintiff must prove duty, breach, causation, proximate cause, and damages. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 93. Specific insurance means option A. A blanket limit for all property. Option B. A separate limit for each specific item or location. Option C. Unlimited coverage. Option D. Liability only. The correct answer is option C. Unlimited coverage. Specific insurance applies a distinct limit to each described item or location. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 94. A certificate of insurance provides option A. Actual coverage to the certificate holder. Option B. Evidence that insurance exists on the date of issuance. Option C. A guarantee of coverage for all parties. Option D. Full policy terms and conditions. The correct answer is option A. Actual coverage to the certificate holder. A certificate is evidence of coverage, not the actual policy. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 95. A business income, business interruption, policy covers option A. Physical damage to the building. Option B. Lost profits and continuing expenses when a business shuts down after a covered loss. Option C. Employee dishonesty. Option D. Liability claims. The correct answer is option A. Physical damage to the building. Business income coverage replaces lost net income and covers continuing operating expenses during the period of restoration. In this rotation, A is correct. Question 96. The PAP excludes coverage for option A. Personal use of the vehicle. Option B. Racing, speed contests, and use of the vehicle to cause intentional harm. Option C. Commuting to work. Option D. Running errands. The correct answer is option C. Commuting to work. Racing and intentional acts are specifically excluded. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 97. The mold exclusion in property policies typically provides option A. Unlimited mold coverage. Option B. Limited coverage for mold resulting from a covered water loss. Option C. No mold coverage under any circumstances. Option D. Full mold remediation. The correct answer is option D. Full mold remediation. Most policies provide limited coverage for mold if it results from a covered water loss, with sublimits. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 98. The insurer's duty to defend is typically option A. Narrower than the duty to indemnify. Option B. Broader than the duty to indemnify, defend even if ultimately not liable. Option C. The same as the duty to indemnify. Option D. Non-existent. The correct answer is option D. Non-existent. The duty to defend is broader. The insurer must defend if the allegations potentially fall within coverage. In this rotation, D is correct. Question 99. Concealment in insurances. Option A. Disclosing all material facts. Option B. Intentionally failing to disclose a material fact. Option C. Making a false statement. Option D. Canceling a policy. The correct answer is option C. Making a false statement. Concealment is the deliberate withholding of material information. In this rotation, C is correct. Question 100. Estoppel prevents a party from option A. Filing a claim. Option B. Denying a fact that has been previously established by their actions. Option C. Paying premiums. Option D. Canceling a policy. The correct answer is option D. Canceling a policy. Estoppel prevents someone from asserting something contrary to what their previous actions or statements implied. In this rotation, D is correct.